Namaskar. I'm Kumar Rakesh and you're watching Global Governance News. Today in our GTN talk, we are going to introduce Lord Rami CBE from UK. He is just from the UK Parliament and he is noted businessman also as well as social worker. I'll say the less businessman, more social worker, and just dedicated to India like anything. India, that is a Bharat. And he himself is still, after living more than 50 years in UK, he himself is still recognized himself Indian more. I can't say UK less, but Indian more. As a businessman, but he is now a Lord. And Lord means, we know the world globally. What does mean the Lord? Lord means everything, not something. And what is a designation designated at the UK Parliament? This is a great honor for any PIOs, we can say, the permanent origin of India. And now we have changed the name OCI, Overseas Citizen of India, now after the coming the Modi government. So we have just Lord Rami Sahab. He's already the long profile, just to introduce you. And he is chairman and founder of the Sunmark of companies and companies of from FMCG, fast moving consumer goods distribution. And Mark has awarded the Queen's Award for the enterprise in international trade for the 5 consecutive years. This is a great record. And the British Business Record 2019 to 2013. IOD directors of our large company 2013. And Sun marked the top track 250 companies. And it is a great achievement for any Indian origin businessman as well as politicians. His skills endorsement, he's a good business strategist, good planner, good master in management. He had just started zero to more than 100 now, till date. The expert in the international trade, strategy, business development, and entrepreneurship, fast-moving consumer goods, as I mentioned, and strategic planning, and also good orator, full of the leadership quality, good fundraiser also, and now he is just a supporter and just a part and parcel of the Conservative Party in UK. So many accomplishments, honors, and awards in his record, the Lifetime Achievement Awards, and the honorary doctorate. Delete he is, but don't write. This is his greatness. Asian Award, Outstanding Service to the Community, CBE, Lifetime Achievement Award, Freeman of the City of London, British Career Award, Diversity Award, Cherkess Community Award, GZ2 Man of the Year Award, Global Icon Award for International Trade and Enterprise, IB Director of the Year for Large Company 2014, Fifth Queen's Award for the Enterprise in International Trade. Now he is, and also he is running so many social organizations just dedicated for the Selfless Service Society, Gandhi Statue Memorial Trust, Pakistan India UK Friendship Forum, Shahid Nanak Singh Foundation, and British Ecosystem. The long profile, if I'll read more than hours, but now we have, we'll just take his views, thoughts about the himself as well as for the UK, India, Modi, Boris, and so many prime ministers he have interacted, and just always thinking about the promote the India UK, and we can say in his word UK India bilateralist to how to strengthen like anything. So Lord Ramirez Sahab, welcome to our show, the GGN Talk. And just I salute you. You are the integrity and the work for the India like anything. So just to share your some reminiscences, some of the past memories, how you struggle just to you born in Gujranwala, and that time we can say not undivided India, but after that the division that gone to the Pakistan, that should not be. That is a blunders done by the Nehrus and others, as I think. So come the Gujranwala to Patiala, Patiala to Chandigarh, Chandigarh to London. How just to analyze in present days, how do you analyze the situation and the lifetime? Thank you.
Kumarji, thank you very much for inviting me to your wonderful show. You keep saying that I'm very patriotic to India. India, I'm not doing any favor to Mother India. She's my mother like you as well. So
Great.
if you're not true to our Mother India, who will be true? I'm not going to be true to China or or Japan
Yeah.
or Russia. So my mother India is supreme. So I am very proud to be an Indian. You know, we have such a beautiful history, ancient civilization, and what we have given to the world is amazing. But we have not taken credit, but now we are going to take credit how we have enriched the world. As you can say, Mother India is exporting doctors, engineers, scientists, teachers, nurses, to the world. So we are actually shaping the modern world as you see it today. Every other blue chip company is now run by Mother India's son. So therefore, Mother India is a force for good. We are not. We are wherever we go, we integrate. We become part of that country. We don't create country within country. So we have inherited a very good philosophy, and because of that philosophy, today we are successful wherever we go. Although we went to different countries to do small time jobs to make and meet, but we progressed with the help of the qualities we brought from India, and that's where we are today. And you started with my journey from now, which is Pakistan. As you know, my father was a community leader, political leader. He could foretell the consequences of breaking up India. He pleaded with the then Muslim leaders not to cut and run, don't fall for the British divide and rule policy, which has become divide and run. Because if you create country on the basis of hatred, you will never be able to remove that base. We will never see peace in the subcontinent. So please, we as a united, we had the power to bring independence. We forced the imperial power to grant us independence. When we have so much power as a united, why go separate way? After independence, India will be secular, democratic, with one person, one vote. As a result, together we'll make our destiny. But they didn't. They could not appreciate his vision of a united India, free of rivalry. So unfortunately, one day, some student of DAV school Multan had taken out a procession against the partition of India. They got caught in communal riot. My father, being a community leader, went to save them. He managed to save the student, but he lost his own life for the Hindu Muslim unity in India and became a martyr. So we came on a refugee train to Firozpur, and my father's reputation saved us. We couldn't get on the train. Train was so full. People were sitting on top of the roof in everywhere,
That's
wherever
so,
they could find place.
so many old photographs just we have seen like
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
So
yeah.
my mother was very intelligent. Uh, she went to the engine driver. She told who she was. The engine driver was shocked. He said, "What a great man, great loss." And he said, "Look, I can't help you get on the train, but if you don't mind, you sit on the
Okay.
coal tender where you keep your coals." So we came on the coal tender. We all become black. We were seven brothers, one sister, and one young mother of 35 years old. And so we arrived in Firozpur. Firozpur was flooded, and then it was evacuation became mandatory. Then somebody said Maharaja Patiala has opened a refugees camp in Patiala, so we headed for the refugee camp. So we got a place in the refugee camp. But luckily, my mother, when people were bringing jewelries of expensive clothes, rescuing them, she brought my father's press cutting, certificate, newspaper, all the letters of his friend that nobody will know who I was and what I've become. So after 2, 3, 4 days, she went to see the chief minister of Pepsu and presented the paper. She said, "This is what I was. This I've become. Please help me." He was completely shaken to see what my father stood for, what my father had done. He was second command with the Master Tara Singh, who refused to take a Sikh homeland. He said, "No, we don't want to fall for British policy or dividing us from our mother India." So then when he saw, he said, "Okay, you find a house, and any empty house, I will allot you. And are you educated?" My mother said, "I'm studied up to metric, so I'll get you a job in the kindergarten, nursery school." And then he said, "Your children will study free of charge." So with a great deal of difficulty, my mother brought eight of us up, and then she became our five brother, her five sons became commissioned officer in the Indian Army. and she became the proudest Indian mother according to the Tribune newspaper. So I came here to study in 71 because I had thought, it'll be my problem will be over when I come here. So when I came here, I was shocked. It was a cultural shock. What I imagined, it wasn't what I imagined. It was very difficult to get a job or to study and money. So everything was problem. So I wanted to come back, and I said before I come back, let me make some money. Wherever I went, they said, "Do you have experience? Do you have?" I had no experience. So the only job I could get was a car cleaner. So I started as a car cleaner. Then I got a job as a cook in KFC. But I worked very hard because my mother had given me some values. She said values are what makes people. Is our value system like Indian values are what is making India great. That we don't invade any country, we don't hate anybody, we have people of every religion living and working in our country. So that's the Indian value of tolerance and respect for every faith. So my mother gave me five values that I have to have self-respect, work ethics, commitment, vision, and empathy. She said you must preserve your respect. No one should disrespect you. That you came to work late, you were work shy, you didn't come dressed properly, and you didn't do your job. So make sure that you treat your superior, your junior, your supplier with respect, and they will respect you back. He also said that you have to have ethics, you have to work ethics, and with those ethics, our motto is, "I only succeed when my customers succeed." I started my business with just £2 in a shed. Today it's in 130 countries because our motto is we only succeed when our customers succeed. If they lose money, I make their losses good because money I can always earn back. But if I lose a customer, I will never get it back. So my values
So,
are their
so
commitment.
nice. Just you also make the value as well as the credibility in your life.
So we pay our suppliers on time. We do not shortchange our customer. We because their success is my success. We make sure they get the right price, right product, at right time, and we train our staff because money does not make money. People make money. So the biggest asset of any company is staff. So our staffs are well trained. We respect them like our own family, and they perform. And then the third one is commitment. My mother said, no matter how clever, how educated you are, if you're not willing to work, your degrees and knowledge is useless. So you have to work hard and you have to show commitment. And third was vision. You have to have vision where you're going. Otherwise, you're headless chicken, unable to find your destination. So vision was always important. And finally, you have to empathize with people. That you have to make sure that people, when they come to you, you treat them the way you want to be treated by them. So as a result, we started the company. In 20 years, we have reached to 200 million turnover and won five consecutive Queen's Award for enterprise in international trade. No other company has this accolade in Britain. In the process, we made history that just shows with the values, right values, what you can achieve. So therefore, that's my story. And today I'm in House of Lord. When I walk into House of Lord, I have to pinch myself. Yeah, some time ago, when I was growing up in a refugee camp or wherever, we didn't even have proper shoes. I was fighting with mother for my a cycle. Today I have a Rolls Royce. How mother, yes,
What a
mother,
difference! This
what
is a
is
story
different?
of a struggle
Yeah,
to success,
because
and that is the
my
means.
wife,
This is
uh,
means to success.
I'm
This is
very
the means to
grateful to my
success.
wife also. I got married in 76, and
Yeah.
this is why I say women empowerment is very important because when people who have women helping them, they go far, far places. If I had to watch my back, I couldn't watch my front. She looked after my three girls. They're all doing so well, very highly educated. She brought extra income. We were able to send our children to private schools. So it's all worked out, husband wife team working together. It's a magic. So therefore, without the support of my wife, I couldn't be where I am today. So therefore, people, I always say to them, women empowerment is a necessity, not a choice. We can see, unfortunately, our Muslim community, they are not giving the same rights to women, and women are not going backward. The whole Muslim community is going backward because the community cannot go forward while the women are not going forward. So therefore, it is very, very important. that we in India we have one law for every citizen, one wife, one husband, equal right to women. Otherwise, the one community will not progress like the rest, and they will resent, and that's why people radicalize. So therefore, it's very very important that we have to instill the value which made India great. I came to this country. I say I'm going to adapt those values which made this tiny country great. I'm not going to be rigid that I don't want to change. Change is very important. Children change, we change. Change is very important. People who don't change, they keep sitting at the same place while the
Yeah.
world is moving forward.
You are talking about the changes and how the changes in the UK, how it changes in India. We'll just talk after this break and details about the UK India bilateral relations also. Just just take a break for a while and come back to you.
Thank you.
Welcome, Lord Rami Rajan Sahib. Just talking to Lord Rami Ranger, CBE from the London, and he's a member of House of Lords, and just how he has struggled his life and how accordingly just go and uh, accordingly, and just how he just tried to manage himself from zero to more than 100 in UK. It's a big success story of the world. Everybody has to follow the life of Lord Ravi Rancher, how he became the more than 100. If there is any figures for this too. So you are talking about a lot, talking about the changes. How does it feel the changes in the last 40 years and 50 years? And one from the relation and the strength and power of UK and India as well as and one and after how does feel changes after 2014 when our Prime Minister Modi, Narendra Modi came in power? How does differentiate India?
First of all, Kumar Sahib, when we arrived in this country, we were a struggling community. We were trying to secure ourselves financially. But again, you can't keep a good person down. After we became financially secure, we tried to improve our life. And we then uh, bought businesses because, we had prejudice here, we had some uh, bigotry, and, so many problems we used to face. So, they say when a bad employer doesn't look after his staff, staff goes and work for competition. But unfortunately, at that time, even the competition didn't want us. So we had to start our own corner shop, businesses, small and everything. That was the best thing we did because we bought our newspaper shop, we made grocery shop, petrol station, dispensary. We became master of our own destiny. We worked hard. We worked 7 days a week, 5 days a week, 6 days a week. There was nobody to stop us. And the result, we improved our businesses tenfold. We become very prosperous. We sent our children to good school. Indians invest in their children. Indians look after their parents. We are a role model community. We are committing the less crime. We take less benefit from the state. So people have realized that Indians are a force for good. But unfortunately, when I arrived, Indians were not politically or publicly spirited. So we had to work for nearly 25 years to make them politically spirited. So our aim was to tell them that look, you've become very successful. Similarly, the Jewish people were very successful in Germany, but they were then suffered a big Holocaust because the people will resent you if you don't become decision maker. So we made very big effort to get our Indian people join the political parties because they were not interested. And then we told them that if your house is on fire, you won't get a fire brigade. If your child is attacked by racist, you will not get justice. But anyway, the penny dropped. People realize that they are no longer immigrants. They're not going back. Their children, grandchildren, less become. So today, we are increasingly becoming politically spirited and we are taking part and we set up Conservative Friends of India. I support the Conservative Party because the party believes in low taxes, rewarding people for their hard work, Labour Party is a high tax party. It gives benefit to people for doing nothing, just to buy vote. And you can never become rich on benefit. Benefit system is for weak and vulnerable, but not to make it a lifestyle. So I realize that I don't want to destroy my desire, ambition, if somebody keep giving me money. So that's why I support the party. And the Conservative Party is a very pro-India party as well, because Labour Party has been dominated by the Pakistani votes, Pakistani supporters. So they are leaning toward Pakistan, so which is fair enough because they need their votes.
Uh,
You
I interrupt you between how just Labour Party is going to incline to the Muslims, as you say, not the properly part of the development, and you have been the Conservative Party. Why you just chose Conservative Party? Due to only this reason they are inclined to the Muslims and want appeasement,
know,
or other reasons?
the values of the conservative parties are appealing to me, but
Please.
unfortunately, the Pakistanis are lot of labor supporters, and because they are so much in the Labour Party, and the Labour Party has to now look after their interest because they elect them. They elect them. So therefore, and also as I said before, we are our value that we want to work hard, we want to look after families, we don't want to depend on benefit. So, and we believe in the party with low tax, and giving incentive to people who work. So, Conservative Party is the best party for Britain, best party for India because they are really working very hard to form relationship with Modi ji, and Modi ji has really changed India for good because leader like Modi ji, if not in 1,000 years, at least in 100 years, you get. Because since independence, we never had a leader who had the guts, determination, and courage like Modi ji to do what he has done. First of all, nobody could touch the Article 370 because it was a political dynamite. Nobody would touch it, and all the Congress were against Modi ji. But still, Modi ji did not care about them. He cared about the unity of India,
Country, country. Yeah,
yes. And therefore,
you're right.
today, everybody in India is equal. Before, Kashmiri was getting extra privileges. Why should they get privileges? My five brothers were fighting in Kashmir. They said, we can die for this country, but we can't buy a house here. It was so wrong. He said, are we a mercenary army that people are paid to for fight for a foreign land? If this is our land, we should be allowed to live here.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah,
So Modi ji,
exactly.
I salute Modi ji, and Modi
Now
ji has,
all the old visions and the dreams had come true due to Modi ji,
yeah,
just how the
that's right.
implemented the
Had we
370 and
had Modi ji
35.
not done have Modi ji not done this, India would never had a peace. Now the development of Kashmir will take place like the rest of India. Universities, hospitals, railway, airport, businesses. It's going to be a real paradise. I used to talk about paradise. So Kashmiri people should really, they should never use religion to devalue their fellow Kashmiris. They should always use merit. You know, people. I am in this country wherever I am
Yeah,
on
you are
merit.
talking about the religion. You are so you are talking
Nobody
about the
should use
religion in
religion.
politics.
Nobody should
Do you
religion
think the
to.
religion should be used? Religion should be used in politics.
Yeah, no politics. No, there is no point people bringing religion into politics. Because politics is a rule of law. There is a constitution which has been developed by the people, regardless of race, religion. Our country has given a constitution equality to all, including gender. Modi ji has removed the triple talaq, bringing the dignity of women at par with other women. Yeah, it was a disgrace for somebody to just mother of wife, in 3 minutes he can say divorce, divorce, divorce. That was, such ancient practice, not suitable for modern India. So now Modi ji should really have one man, one woman, one penal
Okay.
code for everybody, so that we can all be equal. Otherwise,
So you
having
are talking about the common civil code. You are talking about the common civil code and
yeah, commercial
population
must,
control.
because
Yeah.
if the country does not make people progress in the same direction, the country will create a conflict. There will be people who will be at the top. There are people at the bottom. Bottom people will resent those at the top, and there will be a recipe for radicalization. People, if you have a family of six brothers one is not doing so well, that brother will never be happy with the rest of them. So therefore, we all have to progress at the same speed. So Modi ji is doing a great job for India. We are making Make in India policy is now making planes, tanks, roads, and everything. What I see the development of India is going for leaps and bounds. So I hope now we are the fifth largest economy. We've been on the moon. We've been taking a mission to Mars. We are fighting the COVID battle as a mature country with the first world country. We're making a very big, significant contribution in saving lives in many countries where people would have been died if it wasn't for the production of Indian
Do you think,
vaccine.
yes, how the COVID-19 India controlled? This is a big, great, admirable example in the world. On the birthday of the 17th September, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, 2 crore 54 lakhs vaccination. The record history, world history.
That just shows the commitment of Modi ji. Rather than having a party, he decided to dedicate his time to his people. So I think we are very fortunate to have a leader who pushed the country above else. I mean, we had a Congress party, their dynasty rule. They only were interested in how the child becomes a prime minister, whether he has the merit or not. So that is a very selfish politics.
51
So
years and still youth. Yeah.
no, because it's a very wrong to you're running a country, not a family. If you want to run a family, then you will destroy the country. It's a country with a huge potential which Modi ji is unleashing. People are now beginning to respect Indian, and Indians are now shaping the modern world. So I think we are blessed to have a leader, visionary leader, who is committed, honest leader, who wants to make sure that India becomes number one. And I hope to God in next 10 years, if Modi ji is given the chance, he will transform India into first world country.
You have met so many times with Modi ji, I think,
I met
in
about
UK also,
three or
UK
four times.
also, in India also.
Yeah,
So
three, four
what
times I
time,
met.
three, four
I
times
find
you
him.
met.
I
So
find him.
what is the references when you met Modi ji? Everybody met. I also met so many times, but if you met just any reminiscence, just you haunt always your mind, how this type of personality is.
Modi ji is electric. When he touches you,
Oh my God.
your life changes because he brings motivation, he brings inspiration.
My God.
He
Great.
make you feel proud of India. And when Modi ji here, you walk 2 feet tall. You think, oh, my prime minister is most respected prime minister. When he was here, we held a reception in Wembley. We had 65,000 people, and David Cameron said, I can't even get 6,000 people. I'm the prime minister of this country. And here is a
Yeah.
guy who comes from 10,000 miles and he gets a 65,000 crowd, you know, and
It's a
it was
great, big crowd, a
amazing.
big crowd, yeah, big crowd. When we goes to UK, there is very big crowd.
So therefore, we should really look after Modi ji, and we have a lot of problem on both the borders, and we need a strong prime minister. The Chinese are just waiting to grab more part of India, and Pakistani, as you know, they are committed from the day one that they want a Gazwa Hind. Kya hota hai? Jazwa Hind or Gazwa Hind? They
Gazwai Hind.
Yeah, it's bloody crazy. They can't look after their own country. They lost Bangladesh in 25 years. They couldn't look after Bangladesh. They want to look after Kashmir. They want to look after, कहते हैं ना, their eyes are bigger than their belly. They don't know how to look after what they have. They have so many problems. There's financial problem, terrorist problem, international reputations, and so many things. They
So
should
how
concentrate.
this you have met Modi ji, you have met so many prime minister of UK also, and they said just Theresa May also the good friend of yours, and Boris Johnson also good friend of yours. How just you compare the two prime minister? That
There
this
is no
prime minister,
comparison. Our prime minister represents 65 million people. Modi
yeah,
ji represents 1.3 billion people, not just in India. There are nearly 100,
yeah.
40, 50 million people of Indian origin in 90, 100 countries also. So wherever he goes, he will find lots of people. In America, he had a reception in Australia, wherever he'll get his fan. So I don't think our prime minister had that many fans.
The first time in UK history, one journalist became the prime minister. He is our fraternity, Boris Johnson. So do you think the journalist is the success in the politics? And there's so many journalists in India and other parts of also world. Journalists,
No, you see, first of all, is you have to lead the party, because you have to have the right policies. You have to understand what the public wants. Yes, you have to be energetic, visionary. So Boris Johnson decided to have a Brexit because he realized the staying in Europe is not good in the long run, because if you have no control on your border, you can't control your destiny. You don't know how many people are going to enter. And because Britain already attracted over 5 million citizens from Europe into Britain. We used to be 60 million, now we're 65 million. But we don't have 5 million houses extra, or 5 million school places or hospital
okay,
places. So a rich country will attract more migrants from poor country like Albania, Lithuania, Vilnius, Romania, Poland. So they all came, and it was a big problem for the national health, the school, the public services. So I think we can now get people we want, the high quality people from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, rather than just keep getting anybody. They have the right to come here, whether they have the qualification, whether they get a job or not. Just put burden on the social services. So Mr. Boris Johnson committed, delivered, and we have seen the result is there. And after 3-4 years, we will settle down. We do have teething problem
so
when you
so
leave it.
Lord Rami Saab, just how do you see the Taliban, Pakistan, and Imran Khan? How this is the connection? Already Taliban is, or Pakistan is, or mother of Talibanis, and
So,
Taliban, all the birthplace in Pakistan. That's
Kumar
already
Sahab,
obvious.
Kumar Sahab, Pakistan has never had a visionary leader. They created a country with huge bloodshed. 1 million people died. 10 million people were made refugee. They got the country separate. In fact, they got two countries separate: Bengal, East Pakistan, West Pakistan. On
Yeah.
top of that, they got full stake in India. They had to attack Kashmir. Had they not attacked Kashmir, India would not have gone. Kashmir would have stayed as independent. Yes, but they had to attack Kashmir, and Kashmir, one wrong led to many wrong. Because of Kashmir, they lost Bangladesh. Because of Kashmir, they lost their economy. Because of the Kashmir, they created terrorists. Because of Kashmir, the army Pakistan becomes so powerful, white elephant. They never won any war, but they are milking the country. A huge drain on the resources of a poor country. So Pakistan has never produced a visionary leader who can understand, look, I have enough territory to develop. Let me do it. They're always looking for other countries. Now with Afghanistan, can you imagine? They were Americans who were keeping the Taliban at bay, but they made sure the Americans are out. Now they will die themselves because Taliban will kill. They are not going. If you, they're going to spread their religion. They live and die for religion. They have no. They do not aspire that they want to have a latest technology, cars or latest technology, telephones or computers.
Yeah.
They only
Yeah.
live. They eat, they grow opium, and they spread their religion. Now, Pakistan will face big consequences because their resources will be now diverted to controlling the Taliban.
One question, very which was just I think if you answer, who is the better, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi and your Prime Minister Boris Johnson?
Who is better?
Yeah.
Look, as I said before, there is no comparison. Very tiny country like the size of Punjab, and you got
Mm.
India, huge country. To manage India is far
Great.
more difficult than managing a United Kingdom. It's a small country with lots of money and lots of
Yeah.
established things. India is a developing country. There are huge challenges for Modi ji. As you
But
know,
UK is developed country in category of developed country. Do you think
I
so
know. This is
nowadays?
why I said it is easy to run a developed country than to run a country which is developing. So Modi ji is running a developing country. He has to create a new infrastructure. He has to create new railway, new airport, new transport
Mm.
system, new road system, new education system. So Modi ji, I don't know how he does it, but he's got the challenges, of a 10 prime minister.
Okay, so just you have just answered. Do you think that this Kisan Andolan in the India, how just some parts of the UK, also some controversy and Canada, from the other world, some the Khalistani, not we can say that Hindustani and Indian people supported that. Why and what for? Although just the farmers are already benefited with so many policies of Prime Minister Modi, but what for this is agitation, farmers agitation? Do
First
you
of
think this?
all,
Yeah.
First of all, I do not like anybody blackmailing elected government of a huge country. If you have a dispute, you use the ballot box. You deselect the leaders who you don't like. You don't have the right to block roads. This is very outdated method of getting your message across, because you can sometimes succeed, but a country like India, you're such a small tiny community, you will suffer more because you'll waste a lot of time. Modi has already suspended the law. They've invited the farmer to form a committee. Let's reform the law. We're all together, we're all Indian. It's not you and me. If we're all children of one mother India, we have to work together, either today, tomorrow. One day we'll have to sit down and work together. So why not work earlier? So that is number one. So I think in conflict nobody wins. India will suffer. Uh, and farmer, if children of a country are suffering, then the country is suffering. So I think there are no winner. We should all sit down and work together, see the problem government has, and work around that, because you're a democratic nation. We are not dictators. We don't push anybody. So therefore I think good sense will prevail. Unfortunately, the opposition parties have used this farmers protest and by fueling this unrest. So hopefully the farmer leader will realize that there's no confrontation does not bring the right result.
Yeah,
And you
yeah.
talk
So
about Khalistan. I can only tell you about the Khalistan. Khalistani do not represent the Sikh gurus, their followers, or their philosophy. You
okay,
Sikh gurus throughout their life sacrificed to unite humanity. They paid supreme sacrifices for the humanity. Guru Tegh Bahadur did not sacrifice his life for the Sikhs. Guru Gobind Singh did not create Brotherhood Khalsa for the Sikhs, for the entire India. For the Guru Tegh Bahadur was beheaded in Delhi, the capital of India, not in Amritsar. So therefore, for Khalistani to divide a child from their mother is, even if gurus will never forgive them.
okay. So just one and two more questions. Just how we see how we see the Congress role in nowadays. How the Congress party is behaving with the Indian politics. Do you think the vision of Modi ji just announced Bharat will be soon, very soon, Congress book Bharat? Do you agree with that?
Look, Congress party has done some huge mistakes for India. The 370 was a glaring example of a stupidity of a guy giving somebody a special status. You went to war, the king of that country want to accede with India, you accept it. Why did you have to appease? I don't know. So that number one, wrong. Number two, Hindi, Chini, Bhai Bhai. By the time we were talking Chini, Hindi, Bhai Bhai, they came into our country. Yeah, he never improve the defenses of India. And I remember they said we don't need any army. Because I am a brother of army officer. They say we don't need an army. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Our neighbors are fantastic. So that was one reason we lost so much territory to China. They never promoted product in India. They never allowed the company to come invest in India. So there are so many things. And what the worst of worst was that they divided India on the basis of religion by giving the Muslim community little bit more than the rest of the people. And by appeasement, they wanted votes, but that proved to be a wrong for the country as a whole, because we should be treating every citizen as one. And the only thing what the Congress did right was during the 1971 war against Pakistan, and again after winning the war, they allowed the 90,000 soldier just hand over like that. They did not take any concession from them. They were in such a good position to demand, "Okay, you get out of POK, and then we'll do nothing." They just, stupidity after stupidity. That you had that bargaining position at that time. You could have said, "We want something before we give you the soldiers." Yes, otherwise we'll keep them here. Anyway, so we are suffering because of that mistake. And the Golden Temple attack by Congress is a yet another glaring example that you don't attack a religious place, you just cordon it off, send the tear gas, cut off water supply, cut off electricity, cut off food supply. How long they will say you brought tanks and planes and whatnot, and you hurt the feeling of so many loyal Sikhs. And then the riots which followed after the session by orchestrated with the Congress party, where the Congress leader was in court, and then the Rajiv Gandhi saying to that, it's okay when a big tree falls, the earth trembles. So those Sikhs have all their life sacrificed for India, and you allowed them to be massacred like this. So it's a catalog of disaster, and I hope
Done by
people
the Congress party.
I hope people have sense to see if they want more of that.
Yeah.
then
So,
get
so just
Rajiv.
yes, so short question, short answer. Do you think that this is a coronavirus is spread by the China, and China is responsible for this?
Sorry.
The coronavirus is spread by the China, and China is responsible for this for the whole world.
This is what everybody says. The virus escaped from the China's Wuhan laboratory, and China never told people for at least 3 weeks that it has happened. Had they said, were they transparent? Chinese are, they are not transparent people. They never tell you the truth. They go 1 million Muslim in concentration camp, and no Muslim country speaks against China. I don't know why. Yeah, and so therefore, if China was transparent, China had told the people that this is what happened, we wouldn't be in this situation.
So nice of you. Just Lord Rami Ranjan Sahab, just you have answered all the questions and just struggle to success. But before just summing up our session, just we need your message to the youth of the world, how just to how they struggle converted in, and you are living legend and living example of the struggle to success.
Kumar Sahib, my message to Indian youth is very simple. You are dreams of your parents. They have sacrificed so much. You're unique. They've given you the best they could. You owe it to them to shine, not only for yourself, but for them, for your country, community, that you become a role model for other children, that you come from India, Bharat Mata. Yeah, you are a son of the most ancient civilization. You have inherited some beautiful qualities of tolerance, respect for women, respect for other faith, respect for your neighbor, respect to everyone. So my request to you is work hard, shine yourself, and you will shine yourself, your parents, and Mother India. Jai Hind.
So nice of Jai Hind. आपने just you have just elaborated all the things, all the issues related to the India, UK, China, and globally, and just you came to our show. We are so obliged, and so thanks just you for share your just your high thoughts with our the viewers and for the just the of the globe. So nice of you. Thank you, Lord Raviraj Sahab. Thanks for the show. And we'll meet again. And just what you are doing for the country, living in UK, that is a great job. I salute you. And all Indians just salute you for your contribution for your Mother India and for our Mother India, that is a Bharat. And we all say, for India should not be India, that is a Bharat, and Hindustan. We're also just struggling and just saying for that name, and constitution should be changed like anything. So thank you, and again we'll meet again you, and Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Bharat.